How someone caught you masturbating. Story 1. When I was young, I was curious about tits, so I opened MSN search and searched boobs. A message comes up saying the search was blocked, so I decided that this meant I was going to get arrested. In tears, I told my parents what I'd done, but to save myself from embarrassment I pretended I just misspelt Pokemon. Yeah, in hindsight they probably didn't believe me. Story 2. Does fake masturbating count? I was in boarding school and we weren't allowed to have computers or electronics. I was in my bed playing with my PSP when one of the supervisors comes and I panic and hide my PSP under the covers and he didn't see it. He comes over to me, already suspicious, and asks me, "What are you doing?" I didn't want to lose my PSP, so said masturbating, and he believed me. PSP saved. Story 3. Caught after the fact. I was in my early teens when I discovered the joy jacking off. Then my mind was truly blown when I discovered I could beat it up in the shower. After the first week or so of just carelessly painting the walls of the shower with my baby batter, my dad comes into my room and says, "If you're going to blow your nose in the shower, make sure it goes down the drain." I scratched my head and with a confused look I responded, "I don't blow my nose in the shower." To which my dad responded, "Just make sure it goes down the drain." Story 4. Okay, so this was in university, so I wasn't new to jerking it by any means. But I was taking a class called apiculture, which is the study of bees and pollinators. Anyway, one afternoon I'm going at it by myself in my room at the place I was renting. It's an older house, so the doors had no locks. My roommate knocks on my door right around the time I was almost done my task and he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I just say, "Reading my B-book," then he just opens the door and I'm standing up facing my computer with my junk in my hand just giving her. I yell, "Get out, I'm reading my B-book." He slams the door and walks away. From then on the slang term was reading my B-book. Story 5. When I was 15 I read that the inside of a banana feels very similar to the inside of a vagina. I craft my masterpiece, this makeshift bananacy, and take it down to our half basement when the con putter is at. Midway through absolutely going to town on this banana I hear a bang on the window above me and see feet start running. Turns out my best friends decided to come by to hang out but saw I was busy and ran. Told me the next day they hoped I didn't pack a banana for lunch. Story 6. When I was about 11 I technically got caught mashing my meat to SpongeBob. Back then I'd jerk off to those top celebrity beach body compilations on VH1 or whatever. But they had commercials, and I wasn't hanging around for that. So I'd switch to another channel during the breaks, but sort of keep things going. Anyway, the result of this was that my older brother walked in on me, and I had just switched to Nickelodeon. I'll never forget him saying to SpongeBob, and leaving the room dying of laughter. Story 7. I got caught jerking off at the family computer at age 13 by my stepdad. His reaction was to get super angry, unplug the computer and call my dad. Upon calling my dad and ratting me out, his face changed pretty abruptly from anger to a frown. He passed me the phone and my dad said, "I told him to leave you alone, from now on jerk off in your room." My dad gave me a brown paper bag next time he was in town. It had a perfect 10 mag in it. Story 8. Too many to count honestly, but my favorite one was probably 15 years old. Family computer was in the front room. It was after school and parents were in their room. I figured a quick stroke to relieve some teenage angst. My mom came out unexpectedly and I tried to shut it down and pull pants up in one motion. The computer was old and slow, so it took a second for the page to close, so she deaf saw what I was seeing for a brief second. I got a laptop that Christmas. Story 9. Spent a summer sleeping on the couch at my grandpa's when I was about 14. Decided to rub one out one night and about midway through just hear "Oh god damn it" as I see Pawpaw shuffling back to his room. Story 10. My mom caught me masturbating with the shower head. I was around 8 and had no idea what I was doing. My mom told me not to do that. Story 11. Not me, but a good one nonetheless. My wife told me her best friend wanted to invite everyone over to her new pool. We pack up the kids and head over where there are about 5 to 6 couples and about a dozen kids or so. The husband of said friend stated to everyone that unfortunately he had to leave a little early as he was on call, utility guy, and was going in to shower. In about 10 minutes or so, the lovely summer vibe music over the Bluetooth speaker turned to something more, aggressive. It was essentially the sounds of slapping, sucking and potty talk. That's the first thing that someone said because kids, and then my wife's friend bolted towards the house to end the noises that all kids and flotation devices were asking, "What is that?" So in summary, he does not get to select the music anymore for parties. Story 12. Searched Heidi Klum nude. Heidi Klum tits. Heidi Klum boobs. Heidi Klum naked. On my aunt's computer when I was babysitting younger cousins. They printed it out and we had a uncle, aunt, mom, dad and 12 years old me meeting to go over the search history and the dangers of pornography. There were way more searches than that, but those are the ones I remember. Love you, Heidi. Story 13. First time I was ever caught was by my older sister. She usually knocked before opening. Guess she forgot I was 14 or something. Barged in while I'm in the middle of it. All I heard, I was facing away from the door, was a "Hey." Whoa! Door slammed shut. Dad. My name needs a freaking lock. To which he yells back, "That why you knock?" Sister's name. LMAO, good times. Story 14. I was at a friend's house a few weeks ago, hanging out with her and her boyfriend. After a late-night movie they retired to her room while I stayed in the living room to sleep on the couch. After they were gone a while I figured it was safe to rub one out. I heard a quiet sound a few minutes into my furious rubbing. I opened my eyes to see her Furbo pet camera was on maybe 3 feet away and activated by my movement. It is tied to her phone with notifications on too. I looked directly at it then tried to pretend I wasn't doing that. So yeah, I was accidentally a cam girl for my friends, lol. Story 15. Didn't get caught masturbating, but this was fun. I was like 11 when I got a PC back in 2001 from my grandpa. I fiddle around with it, and got a CD from a friend the day before with some naughty videos. I was transferring a video to the desktop, some lesbian fun. As it was done, my grandpa walked into my room and started looking on the screen. "Are you happy with your new PC?" Then looked at the file, reading the title out loud. I instant just put my hand on the screen thinking like, don't read that. He just looked at me and smiled, and he kept the bro code, didn't tell my mom or anything. Thanks grandpa, rdhi.p. Story 16. In college I lived in a house with about 15 other people. One day my housemate Claire came bounding into my room. I heard her coming just in time to put everything away ahem. As she entered, she asked, "Why are you just sitting there? And why is your computer off? And why is your face so red?" And then it all clicked for her. "Oh, you were jacking it," that grin. If you have seen the SpongeBob episode where Squidward tries a Krabby Patty for the first time and later SpongeBob catches him enjoying them, asks a series of questions, gets it, then says asterisk, "You like Krabby Patties, Doncha, asterisk, you know exactly what I mean." Beat for beat, it went down exactly like that and we still laugh about it. Love you, Claire. Story 17. When I was 14 years old, at night around 11 p.m., I put my dick in my bed between the mattress and I was thrusting my bed cause I was mad horny. Then, I thrusted my bed, too hard and too fast, and the skin on my cock ripped. It was immensely painful. My nut started bleeding like mad, so I grabbed it and tried walking quietly to the bathroom. In the bathroom, I am holding my bleeding penis in New York hand and trying to wipe all the blood off of it. Then, to my surprise, my mom is behind me, and she sees me by the toilet holding my Johnson while it is pouring blood. She asked me, "What are you doing?" My monkey brain quickly thought of a response, and I said, "I'm just masturbating." And then I closed the door. We haven't ever talked about it. Story 18. Get ready y'all. So I was 13, puberty hit like a bitch, and got used to masturbate every alternate night. And not just any masturbate, I mean actually grinding against the bed and fingering myself. Dad walks and sees me scatted beside the bed at 2 a.m. Turns the light on, sees me doing my thing with full setup. The floor is wet, so am I kinda situation. Says this and I quote, "SHHHHHHH, be quieter next time, ugh." Turns the light off and walks away. Story 19. Not masturbating, but watching porn. I was very young and was sitting on the couch with a laptop watching porn. I just learned of it, and for some reason, I kept the volume at like 5% and then after a while, my mom asks, "What are you doing?" and I responded, "Oh, I'm playing a video game and a female character got shot," so she made a grunting sound. I don't think she bought it, but that doesn't matter.